Nothing says Monday like saving money and having fun doing it. Welcome to Ready Budget Game. Hi, my name is Drew, and you're watching Ready Budget Go. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if this isn't your first time watching me, welcome back. It's Monday night, so we're in the Superman binder, and we're going to have some fun by saving money, or save some money by having fun, one of those. So I'm going to set this binder aside, and I will take out Loteria, which is where I always start. We're doing the regular Loteria this week because I honestly can't remember if I did this last week or if last week was Millennial Loteria. But this is the one that I think we're on, so I'm just going to give these cards a shuffle. And as I shuffle, I'll explain what I'm doing for the folks who are new. So Loteria is a Spanish themed, and by Spanish I think Mexican, but it might be Spain. Someone told me once and I've already forgotten. At any rate, it's a bingo type game, but instead of using numbers, you use pictograms, and they can show up anywhere. And it's a 4x4 grid, so I'm looking for a line of 4 anywhere diagonally, vertically, or horizontally. That will be a Loteria. And once I make a Loteria, I'm going to save $1 for every chip that's down on the card. So I've got a big pile of chips right here, and I will start dealing, and we'll see excuse me, we'll see how long it takes to get a Loteria and how many dollars I have to save. So we've got El Negrito, which is not on this card. El Tambor, no. El Musico, we do have him, he's right there. La Calavera, yep, right over there. El Sol, no. El Venado, don't see that one. La Maceta, no. El Borracho, nope. El Bandolon, no. La Sandia, or La Sandia, don't see that. El Catrine, I do not have. Move this over just a little bit. La Estrella, no. El Cotoro, we do have right over here. El Corazon, no. La Bota, yes, right here. El Barril, no. El Cantarito, no. El Violonceo, no. La Dama, no. El Melon, no. El Caso, no. El Arpa, no. El Camarón, yes, right here. El Nopal, yep, right there. El Pescado, yes. Nothing's really lining up here. El Pajaro, no. El Diablito, no. La Palma, yes. So now El Araña will give us a Loteria. El Alacran, yep, that opens up La Rosa and La Chalupa. Las Haras, yes. So that opens up El Pino, and we've still got La Araña. El Apache, no. El Arbol, close, but no. And there's La Chalupa. My goodness, that took forever. I was running out of cards. Okay, so I've got a Loteria here, diagonally, and I've got 2, 5, 8, 11. So I'm going to save $11 this week. Put these back in here. Give them just one quick shuffle before I put them away. Okay. And I will clear this off, and we'll save $11 into Loteria. That's about the most that you can save with how this game plays. So let me set these to the side here. And I'll take out a 10 and a 1. And that will go in the Loteria envelope. And as always, or if you're new, I'll just tell you for the first time, I will come back and condense the envelopes at the end of the video. So be sure to stay tuned for that, because that's always fun. So now we're on to Sussed, and Sussed is a would you rather type game. And there's 3 possibilities for each question. I save $2 for choice A, $3 for choice B, and $5 for choice C. So let me get out a permanent marker here, and let's see what this one says. It says, which am I most likely to say? A, I'd love to work in a zoo. B, zoos are more harmful than helpful, or C, there are more good zoos than bad zoos. Well, definitely not A and definitely not C, so I think the default choice is going to be B. I do worry about animals who grow up in captivity and what that does to them. I think some are better adapted to it than others, but I don't go to zoos. I haven't been to a zoo since I was a child, so I'm going to pick that option, and I will save $3. Okay, and now we'll do one on the other card because I usually do 2 per week here. So this one says, if everyone only washed themselves once a week, oh gross, would I do it too? A, yes, and it wouldn't bother me. B, yes, but I'd hate it. Or C, no. Answer C. If other people only want to bathe once a week, fine. I mean, we live in a free country. But just because they're choosing to stink 6 days out of the week, that doesn't mean I have to do that too. So I'm going to save $5 for that. So that'll be $8 going into the sussed envelope. I have a feeling that most people would probably say the same thing. It's like, if everybody else wants to do it, okay, but I'm not going to do it. Okay, on to envelope number 3, and that is the name game. So let me get that one out. It's going to take me just a sec here because I strategically buried it when I was taking out all the games. Okay, so the name game is one that I got at a thrift store for $3, and each card has 5 clues to the identity of a famous person. So I need a card here, and I am going to take one of these out, very carefully not look at it, put it face down like that. We'll flip the whole thing, and the way that I save with this game is I do $1 per clue up to $5, and if I still don't get it after the 5th clue, then I save 10. So let's see how we do this week. Okay, actress. Well, that's not helpful. I'm not even going to make a guess. The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. I didn't see that movie, so I don't know who's in it. British. A British actress. Okay, so it's one of 3 most likely. I'm going to say Maggie Smith. Downton Abbey. Okay, that makes me feel better. It's leaning Maggie Smith here. Harry Potter. Yep. Okay, so Maggie Smith. Yeah. So I got it after the 3rd clue, so that's going to be $3, and I will do one more. And just because I've had a lot of new subscribers lately, if this is your first time, I use prop money in these savings challenges because this money goes towards some of my big goals. And so I keep it in a savings account, and I don't want to pull money out of the bank just to put it in envelopes, just to put it back in the bank. So that's why I use prop money. Okay, one more time. Let's get another card here. And we will flip it. And this one says Quaker. Boy, not too helpful. Quaker William Shakespeare. I don't know. Next clue. British actress. And I think we can assume that it's not Maggie Smith again. So who would that be? Quaker Shakespeare British actress. Maybe Judi Dench? James Bond. Okay, probably Judi Dench. Theater. I'm going to stick with Judi. And it is. It's Dame Judi Dench. Okay, so I got that after the 3rd clue by some miracle. So that's $3 more. So I'm going to put the 2 back and take out a 5. And I'm going to call it there for this week because those were kind of tough. Judi Dench was one of the 3 people I was thinking of for the Maggie Smith category. So funny they ended up next to each other. Also, kind of interesting that in the Judi Dench one, British actress was 1 clue, whereas for Maggie Smith, whose film career I think is longer than Judi Dench's, they split that up into 2 separate clues. That's kind of unfair. But maybe that's why it was $3 at the thrift store. Maybe somebody got to those clues and was like, oh, hell no. Okay, so let me put this back. Everything here is kind of precarious. If you could only see the chaos that surrounds the calm within the camera field. Okay, envelope number 3 is getting $6. And next up is going to be Dicetropolis. And I think I might just play Boston this week, which is on the back of the dashboard. So, oops, goodness. That just popped out of nowhere. Okay. So in Boston, it's a very simple game to play. You roll 3d6 dice, and you save the highest number for each roll. So I'm only going to play one game, more than likely. I mean, unless I get a whole bunch of low numbers. But it does give me an opportunity to show off my brand new dice tower. Now, I have been through several dice towers. I think this is number 4. And I'm really hoping that this is the one, because I'm tired of spending money on dice towers that don't work. So, I've got 3d6 dice here, and I'm going to roll them, and we'll see how we do. Okay, so we've got 2, 2, and 4. Let me get out a dry erase marker here. And I've stupidly put this on the wrong side because I'm left-handed, so let me do that. And let me tilt this away so it can actually be seen. Okay, so 4. We roll the remaining 2 dice, and we've got a pair of 3s, so it's going to be a 3. Last roll, and another 3. Okay, so Dicetropolis is going to get $10 this week. And that is how Boston is played. Boston is one of the more expensive games, or typically more expensive. Now, you can always add the 2 digits together and save $1, but I'm just going to do as rolled $10. So roll 3d6 dice. You always save the highest. So you start with 3, you set the highest aside, re-roll the remaining 2, set that aside, and re-roll the remaining 1. That's how Boston is played. You can get this game and all the Dicetropolis games as a set in my Etsy shop. Let me set the dice aside here, take out $10, and I have a link to that down below in the description. Okay, so $10, and I'm actually going to wipe this off because otherwise it'll probably come off because of how I store it. But with a dry erase, it just wipes right off, just like that. Okay, so Dicetropolis is done. Let's do Dicetropolis 2. And in Dicetropolis 2, all the games are D4 based. And am I going to do the one on the back of this? Yes, I am. Why not? We'll make it easy this week and just do the ones on the back of the dashboards. So add them up. I'll read the rules because they're relatively short. The object is to clear all of the numbers on the board. If I could only read. The object is to clear all the numbers off the board. Roll 2 d4 dice. So let me get out the d4 dice here. Then remove the total rolled by striking out 1 or 2 numbers from that game. For example, if you roll a 1 and a 3, you can remove both the 1 and the 3 from play, or you can remove the 4. Continue rolling until all numbers are eliminated, or you make a roll that cannot be removed from the remaining numbers. Add the total remaining numbers and save that amount. Low budget, save $1 for each remaining number, regardless of value. So this is similar to Shut the Box, but it's different because you don't want to leave just the small numbers for the end. You're always rolling 2 dice. And if you leave a 1 and a 2, you can't get rid of a 1 by itself with 2 dice. And the only way you can get rid of a 2 is by rolling 2 1s. So eliminating high numbers is nice, but you also want to make sure you knock out those low numbers first, or at least that's how I play it. So let's get the dice in here and let's see how we do with the D4s in the new dice tower. And of course, it's on its edge. So we're going to call that 2 and 2. So I am going to take the 1 and the 3 and be strategic about it. So let's roll them again. We got a 1 and a 2, and I'm already out. Because I cannot take 3 any other way than taking the 3 or the 2 and the 1. So that didn't go so well for me. So I'm going to play this low budget way, and I'm going to save $1 for each remaining number. So that's going to be $4. So let's roll them again. A 3 and a 4. Okay, so I'm going to take the 6 and the 1 for 7. Roll them again. Getting rid of that 1 early is usually the right play. Okay, 2 and 2, so we have to take 4. So we've got a 5, a 3, and a 2 left. 2 and 3, so that's 5. So I can take out the 2 and the 3 and leave just 5. But yeah, I'm going to take the 5. Because this way, if I roll 2 1s or a 1 and a 2, I at least have another shot at it. And if I roll another 5, then I've won. So let's see here. Aha! So I got the 1 and the 1, so that's 2. So I need to roll a 1 and a 2, because that's the only way I can get rid of that 3. A 1 and a 3. So close, but no cigar. Okay, so I'm going to play one more game, because I'm playing the low budget way, and I'm going to say that if I do remove all 6 numbers, I will save $5. If I were playing this higher budget, then I would probably put that as 10 or maybe even 20. Because this is really hard. You think Shut the Box is hard? This is even harder. Okay, so a 3 and a 3. So I am going to take 5 and 1. 4 and a 2, so I'll take 6. So I've got 2, 3, and 4. 2 and 3, so I'm going to take the 2 and the 3. So now if I roll a 4, I can win. So I need 2 2s or two 2s or a 1 and a 3. And I got a 1 and a 2. So did not make it. So that's another $1. And I think I'm going to stop there. That's $6, but that's also 3 games played, and that, for me, that's enough. I mean, I could complete the whole sheet, but that's a lot for one game. So we'll save $6. I'll clean up the card here. Get the binder back out. And I hope that the lighting is sufficient enough for everybody to see. It's kind of a double-edged sword, because if I put the light directly on, then it reflects on those glossy coated pages. So up next is Dicequarium. I'll get out the Dicequarium dice, the aqua theme dice, and we will give one of those games a play. All right, back with Dicequarium, and per what I said earlier, I'm going to do the one that's on the back of the dashboard, which in this case is Barracuda. So I'll read the rules. It says, if today's date is odd, the Barracuda number is 1. If today's date is even, the Barracuda number is 2. Roll 2d6 dice and track the number of rolls. Continue rolling until the Barracuda number comes up on at least 1 die. Once you roll the Barracuda number, it's game over. Save $1 for each safe roll. Roll the Barracuda number on the first roll, play again, and save double the total number of safe rolls. Okay, so today is October 20th. I'm filming this on the 18th, but it'll go up on the 20th, so either way it's going to be even, which means the Barracuda number is 2. So let's give it a roll, and let's see how we do here. Okay, so we've rolled a 3 and a 4, so we're safe. Roll them again. And there's our Barracuda number. So we had 1 safe roll in that game. I'm going to go again. Oops. I'm going to count that. So a 3 and a 5, so we've got 1 safe roll. A 3 and a 5 again, so we're safe. And there's the Barracuda number. So we had 2 rolls that game. Going again. 6 and a 4, safe. One more time. Whoops. Got one of them in there. 4 and... Well, that was a 4. Now it's a 2, but I'm going to say it's still a 4. So 4 and 6, so we're safe. One more roll, at least. Okay, safe there with a 6 and a 5. Just no 2s. 3 and a 4. And there's the Barracuda number. So we've got 4 there. And I'm going to play one more game. Okay, safe. At least we've managed not to roll the Barracuda number on the first roll, but there it is on the second. Okay, and I'm just going to complete the card, because why not? And there's the Barracuda number. So let's see how much we're saving into Dicequarium this week. So we've got $5, $6, $10, $12, $13 going into Dicequarium for Barracuda. So I'll clear off the card here. Put the aqua dice away. 10, 12, 13. into envelope number 6 along with the dashboard. Okay, now let's do Fruit Machine. And in Fruit Machine, this is sort of a casino slot machine themed game. This one is still relatively new to my Etsy shop. When you buy Fruit Machine, you get these 3 dice that have fruit symbols on them. Well, most of them are fruit. One of them is a diamond. This symbol here is a plum, not a blueberry, but if you want to call it a blueberry, by all means, but it is a plum. And then on the back of the dashboards, because you get 2 A5 size dashboards, one of them has kind of the default rules for what you would say for each combination, and the other one you can make up your own. So in the default rules, you get up to 3 rerolls after your initial roll to make 3 of a kind, or at least 1 or 2 cherries with some other symbols. So let's give it a roll and let's see how we do. Okay, so the first roll, I've got watermelon, plum, and lemon, and I am going to go for the plums. They're middle of the road, so let's see if we can get 2 more. And we did get 1 more. I've got 2 rolls left, because there's the initial roll and 3 re-rolls. And there's my 3 plums. Okay, so I am going to save $5 for those. I will go again. And you can mark on these if you want with a dry erase marker, because it's the same glossy coated stock, so it will come right off. So let's play again. Let's see how we do this time. Watermelon, watermelon, plum. So I'm going to go for the watermelon. 3 rolls to make 3 watermelons. Cherry. Lemon. Orange. Okay, so I didn't make it that time, so I've got kind of a patooza here. And it says all other rolls save $1. So I will save $1. And I'm going to go 1 more time. Diamond, watermelon, and plum. So I've already gone for the plums, gotten it. I'm going to go for the watermelons again, just because I want to make sure I have enough money for other games. Watermelon and a cherry. Okay, so that's the second watermelon. 2 more rolls. Cherry and orange. Okay, so we didn't make it again. So I am going to put this 1 back and take out a 2. And we'll save $7 into Fruit Machine this week. Really fun game. I could play it for quite a while, but maybe for April Fool's Day I'll do Oops All Fruit Machine or something. Put these away, and we'll put $7 and the dashboards back into the envelope. Game number 7. And this is backward here. It's the lefty in me. We do things just a little bit backward. Oops. Okay, up next is going to be Quicks, and this is another dice-based game. It's also similar to Shut the Box, but in this one you play with 3 dice, and the way that I've adapted it is that I am using always exactly 2 dice to make the number combinations. I've explained this a few times, and hopefully it will become obvious as I play it, especially if I end up playing 2 games. But if it's not obvious, I've explained the full rules in other games or in other game nights. So if you go back into the playlist for Ready Budget Game and you pull up one of my old game nights, then I will probably be explaining the full rules there. And I play this every single week because I love it. This is my favorite. So I'm going to get out our old trusty Tombow marker here. And I'm using the green die just because I'm on the green line. So let's give it a roll and let's see how we do here. Oops, well, one of those didn't roll, so I'm going to re-roll all 3. Okay, a 3, and a 1, so I've got a 6 and a 4. So I'm going to mark off the 4. I'm going to leave the 6 because it's an easy combination to roll in case I need it later. Okay, 12 and 9, so I'm going to take both of those. Let's roll them again. 10 and 6, so I'm going to take the 10. I'm still going to leave the 6. 5 and 8. I will take the 5. I'm going to leave the 8. Come on, you. Hard to pick these up. 6, 7, and 9. So I am going to take both the 6 and the 7 just because it's getting long in the game. 11, 8, and 9. So I'm going to take the 11 and the 8. I'll probably get stuck eating the 2 or the 3 unless I have a really great roll, but I can at least knock out the big numbers. I got the 3. So if I get 2 1s, I will have cleared off the entire row. So wish me luck. Close. Wrong end of the spectrum. I got 12 again. So I am going to save $2 for this game. Get out a pen here. Not that one. This one. And I'm going to play again. And because I'm a purist, I'm going to put the green die away and get the blue out. That, I think, is my best game ever. If not a tie for the best game ever. Because I know I've gotten close to finishing before where I've only needed one more number, but only having the 2 left, pretty good, I would say. All right, so and you can see how poorly I did the last time I played it. Okay, so we've got 11, 7, and 8. So I'm going to take the 11, leave the 7 and 8. I think this is the last game on this card. Yep. Okay. 3, 7, and 8. So I'm going to take the 3, leave the 7 and the 8. You have to take at least one number every roll, otherwise you're done. 3 3s. Okay, so I have to take 6. And I don't have 9 because we have to use exactly 2 dice. So no matter which 2 dice we use, it's always 6. So if I roll 3 3s again, it's game over. 2, 2, and 5. So that's 4 and 7. So I'm going to take the 4. Using this dice tower, I'm getting a lot more pairs than I used to. There's another pair, 2 and 3. So 2 and 3. So no more low rolls. I need bigger numbers. I need to knock out the 12 and the 10 and the 9. And there's the 12. I'm still going to leave that 7 just because it's the easiest number to make, and I might need it later to get me out of trouble. 11, 6, and 7. So sure enough, I'm glad I saved that 7 because that's the only thing I can do there. Okay. 7, 11, and 8. So I'll take the 8 because that's all I can do. Excuse me. And one of them did not roll, so I will roll it. Okay. 3, 5, and 6. So I'm going to take the 5. Need a 9 and a 10. 12 and 7. Okay, so I'm out. So 19, but I'm going to add the 1 and the 9 together and save $10. But I'm not going to write it in that big juicy marker. I'm going to write it in the regular marker, or regular pen. 10. Okay, so $12 going into Quicks this week. I'll put the dice away here. Everything's getting all cattywampus. 10 and 12. Okay, up next is going to be Tucano. This is another game that's kind of intricate to explain, but hopefully it'll make sense as I play it. This is a card game, and Tucano is available commercially, just as Quicks is. And then I adapted it rather, to be a savings challenge game. So get some more light on us here. Set this aside. I'm going to shuffle these. And then I'm going to deal at least 6 cards, and then that will tell me what I need to save. So I will explain best I can, but I've explained it in better detail in previous weeks. So if you're confused or if you want to see it played multiple times, go back and check out those videos, because I play this every week. All right, shuffled and cut. 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so for this one, I need to deal 2 cards. Okay. And then for this one, I forget. I have to consult the rules that I wrote. Remove last card. Okay, so we're going to remove this one, which didn't really matter anyway because that wasn't going to save us anything. And the reason it wasn't going to save us anything is because this was in the 5th position, but it has values for, excuse me, 1st position, 2nd position, 3rd position only. So if it, sorry. So if there's nothing there for the 5th position, where or whatever position the card is in, then it saves 0. So that's that. All right, so now let's tabulate what is left. So this is in the 1st position, and in the 1st position we save $1. These are in the 2nd position. 2nd position save $1. 2nd position save 0. So we're up to $2. And then this is an odd or even. So, or even odd rather. This is in an odd numbered spot because it's in the 3rd position, and that's going to be the number on the right, so that's 3. So we've got 3, 4, 5 plus 0, so 5. And then down here on the left, it is an even number, and that means it's going to be the one on the left because it's position number 4, so that's $0. So for all of that dealing, we're going to save $5. And I am tempted to tempt fate, but I got a few more games to play, so I think I'm going to call it there for Tucano. Tucano is highly volatile. There are some cards that have quite large numbers, and if you get them in exactly that position, it can really add to your score. Now, I play this low budget, so if I get a big score, I also add the two numbers together and make it affordable. But that is that game. And I'm going to get out the next game, which will be Dice Fecta. But before I do that, I am going to, well, first of all, I'm going to put this money into the Tucano envelope, which is number 9. And then before I get out Dice Fecta, I'm going to see if I can get this frog out of my throat and then get set up for the next game. And I'll come right back and we will pick up where we left off. Okay, back with Dice Fecta, and hopefully that frog is gone. So Dice Fecta is a dice-based savings challenge game. It comes with a dashboard and it comes with an instruction card, and then it also comes with 8 different game cards. And these game cards are all the same on the back, so if you wanted to mix them up and draw one at random, you could. You can also just decide which one you want to play. And this week, I think I'm going to do D8 Dice Fecta. So I'm going to take out the purple card, and I'll put all these others away. And in Dice Fecta, if you haven't seen it before, the way it works is that you roll a die corresponding to what it says here. If you don't have the dice already, you can get them from me on my Etsy shop as part of the purchase of the physical item. This is also available in digital. And if you choose to add the dice, then the dice that you receive will correspond with the color of the card. So the D8 is purple to correspond with the purple color here. The D10 is green, the D12 is red, and the D6 is blue. So let's give it a roll and let's see how we do. Every number we roll, we're going to cross off on this card until we get a Dice Fecta, which means 3 of each section, like the entire section is marked off, and then we'll save accordingly. There's 3 different save methods for this game, and I'll explain those once we get the Dice Fecta, but for now, let's get to rolling. So we've got a 2, so we're going to mark off the 2. Roll it again, 3. Okay, so we're already 1 number away from getting a Dice Fecta here. This could be a real short game. And 6. Okay, so indeed we do have a Dice Fecta right off the bat. So, not only did we get a Dice Fecta, we got a Trifecta Dice Fecta because they came out in order. So how about those apples? So, there's 3 different ways you can save. You can save the amount of all the numbers in the Dice Fecta, so that would be 6 plus 3 plus 2, or 11. You can save $1 for every number that you've marked off, which in this case is $4, or you can save the amount of the last number rolled, which was 6, or $6. So I am going to save, let's see here. We've still got 2 more games to play, so I am going to go mid-budget, and I am going to save $6. Now, usually, the last number rolled is the low budget, but in this case, because the Dice Fecta came so fast, that ended up being the medium number. So let's take out $6, and I'm going to clear the card. I'm only going to play Dice Fecta once this week. I'll put this back where it goes. This is card B for the D8, so it's right over here. Okay. Put the die away. There we go. Oops, wrong envelope. Dice Vecta has $6 in it now. Okay, and now for left, center, right. And this game is another dice game, but I'm going to need these chips back. This is another one that is commercially available. Many of you may have already seen it or own it or have played it before, but I've adapted it into being a savings challenge game. So what I do is I take out the dice, and I give myself 3 chips from the stack. Okay. And then I roll these 3 dice, and I put the dice, or not the dice, I put the markers, the chips into piles, left, center, and right. And I keep going until I either run out of chips over here or until I run out of chips in front of me. And so I'm starting with 3. And if it comes up as this symbol, and there's 3 of these on each die, right, then I take another chip into the pot here. But otherwise, if it's left, right, or the star is center, then it goes into that pile. So stick with me if that made no sense. It will make sense as I play the game. So let's see how we do here. Okay, so we got 1 on the left, 1 in the center, and 1 coming in from the side. One going to the left, 1 going to the center, and 1 more coming in. 1 to the left, 2 more coming in. 1 going to the left, 1 going to the right, and 1 more. Center, and 2 more coming in. Center, and 2 more coming in. Two to the left, and 1 more coming in. 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and 1 more coming in. Two to the left and 1 more coming in. Okay, so 1 more coming in, and it's going to the left, and now I am out. So what I do when I'm done is I save the amount that's in the biggest pile, and the biggest pile by far is left. So left has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to save $9 into left, center, right for this week. So stack these. If you buy this game commercially, it will come with the little chips. But I don't use these just because my desk background, my desk mat is dark, so they don't show up too well. I did initially until I found the bigger chips. So 5, 7, 9. Okay. So that is going to go into left, center, right. And I'm going to put this 2 without the sticker on it in front so that I remember during the condensing that I need to get that out for one that has a sticker. I stickered the prop money so it would be easier to sort, but I've run out. Excuse me, I've run out because I'm using it in so many different envelopes now. All right, last game, flip 7. So I'm going to put the dice tower away because I won't need that. Flip 7 is a card game, and if you watched last week, you saw a pretty amazing feat. I won't spoil it, but go back and watch that last week's video if you haven't seen it already. Okay, so I've got the dice tower perched precariously. That's good. If you hear a crash, you'll know what it was. All right, so I am going to give these cards a shuffle, and I will deal these. Flip 7 is commercially available, and it plays similarly, but also completely differently to how I play it as a savings challenge game. So in my game, I have to deal myself at least 3 cards, and I can choose to keep going if I want, or I can stop after 3. But if I bust, then there is a penalty. And I really hope I don't hit the penalty, but we'll see. Okay, so In this deck of cards, there are numbered cards, and the number on the card corresponds to how many of those cards are in the deck. So, for example, there are 12 12s, there are 9 9s, there are 3 3s. You get the idea. There are also special cards that add more to your score, or they can cause you to freeze, they can give you a second chance, they can force you to draw more cards. Anything can happen. So, let's give it a deal and let's see how we do. Okay, so 10, so not a fantastic start. 5, that's good. And a +2. Okay, so this adds to the score, but it does not count as, like, I mean, it counts for one of these, but it adds to the score. So I'm at 3 total. I can stop, but I'm going to keep going just because my chances of busting are pretty small. I've been in this position before and busted, so fingers crossed everything goes okay. A 1, perfect. So this is the only one of these in the deck. There's 4 more of these and 9 more of these. Okay, let's go again. 9. Okay, it's getting kind of dicey, and I think I'm going to stop here. And I'm going to stop here because I don't have a second chance card, and now there's getting to be more cards in the deck that can break me. So this is where I'm going to stop. So pretty good. Sometimes I only get to 3. I get myself a 12, a 10, and an 8, and I think, okay, I'm done. Now, I do save this low budget, so let's count the score and let's see how much we're actually going to save here. So 10, 25, plus 2 is 27. And I apologize, that was off the screen. Okay, so, but again, 10, 25, 27. So I'm going to add the 2 and the 7 and save $9. And let's see if I have it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that was $100 over here. So that means I'm going to save $102 into game night this week, or into the game night binder. And I don't use IOUs. I just take extra money out and save it. So I'll get those in there. I'm going to give this a quick shuffle, just one. It's a habit I have of shuffling things before I put the game away. And then this $9 is going to go into that envelope, and then I will reset the cash tray, and I will come right back, and we'll do condensing for all of these envelopes. So be sure and stay tuned for that, because I'm also going to show you another sneak preview of something that I showed previously. So if you've already seen it, it won't be that much fun, but if you haven't seen it, I think you're going to like it. So I'll come right back. Okay, it's time to condense, but before I do, I want to share something that's coming up in my October Etsy drop, which goes live on Etsy on October 28th. So I shared this in a previous video last week, but just in case you didn't catch it, I am going to share them again. So this is a new item that is coming to my Etsy shop again, October 28th, which is my monthly drop. And these are what I am calling luxury placeholders. So there are 6 different ones. Red is 100, orange is 200, yellow is 500, green is 1,000, blue is 2,000, and purple is 5,000. Now, these are double-sided, so in addition to this side, which has the sort of the gradient with the white text, on the other side you have a white background with gradient text. And you can see that these are reflective because they are raised. So this is a textured finish here. So these are meant to be sort of, I guess I would say, next level placeholders, right? This isn't something that you would stack many together just because they are raised and they will kind of rub on, well, not rub, but they will cause them to stick. The friction will cause them to stick. But I think putting one in when you achieve a really significant milestone for whatever you're working on is a fantastic idea. So all of the different denominations are here, and if I get an envelope where I need a 100 or a 200 placeholder, I'm going to use them this week. So let's see how we do here. So Millennial Loteria has inside of it, oh, I can already use one in here, 100, 200, 300, 320, 40, 50, 2, 4, and 5. So the first thing that I'm going to do is swap all of this out for a 50 and a 5. 50 and a 5. I'll keep one of these in here. I'm going to put these two kind of in the back here. The Sea Life placeholders are also available on my Etsy shop, and I will take this 200 placeholder, and I will put that in here in the back. Okay. Like so. Now in Sust, we have 100, 50, 5, 60, 2, 4, 5, 6. 166. So I need a 5 and a 1, so I can take this back for a 10. Okay. And I'm going to take this placeholder, and I will swap it for a 100. So 166. Okay. Up next is the name game. And in here we have 50, 75, 80 to 83. So all I can do here is 2 5s for a 10, but that's plenty. I haven't been playing the name game all that long, so the fact that we're almost at $100 is pretty good, I think. Then let's go to Dicetropolis, and inside Dicetropolis we have 1, 2, 300, 400, 20, 40, 50, 52. So I'm going to swap these 20s and a 10 for a 50, and I'm going to exchange this 100 for another Barracuda placeholder. In the Sea Life placeholders, the 100 is Barracuda, the 500 is a crab, the 1000 is an orca, 2000 is a lionfish, I think, and 5000 is a sea turtle. So Dicetropolis 2, 100, 20, 5, 30, 2, 4, 5. So 135, so I'm going to take a 5, 2 2s, and a 1 back and give it a 10. Okay, now on to Dicequarium, and Dicequarium has 50, 70, 90, 100, 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, so I'm going to take these 2 2s and a 1 back for a 5. Getting a lot consolidated this week. So that's 7. So this is going to be 100, 50, 70, 90, 100. And I will take a Barracuda placeholder, which is perfect for Dicequarium, especially since we played the Barracuda game today. How about that? In Fruit Machine, we have 100, 25, 32. So 2 5s for a 10. And I'm going to swap this 100 for the last Barracuda. Well, the last Barracuda that I have. These Barracuda placeholders, all the Sea Life placeholders, like I say, are also available on Etsy. And then in Quicks, we have 100, 200, 300, 400 for 10, 15, 20, 2, 23. So 10 and 2 5s for 20. And this one is almost ready for a 500, but not quite. And I've been playing Quicks all year, so it's been adding up. I probably will empty these out at the end of the year, and then next year we'll see how much we save, and I may switch up the games too. We'll see. Envelope 9, which is Tucano, has 100, 20, 35, so nothing we can do there. Dicefecta has 100, 50, 75, 80 to 83. So 2 5s for a 10. And then I don't think we can do anything in here, but we'll see. Yep, 19 bucks inside, left, center, right. That one just came back, so. Flip 7 just came back too, but that got a whole bunch of 1s this week, so we should be able to consolidate. Oh, and actually, I forgot. I was going to swap out this 2 for one that has a sticker on it. So let me do that real quick. Okay. So we'll just trade that straight across. Oh, goodness. There we go. And then last but not least, flip 7, which has inside 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, so I need a 2 and a 1. So that 2 and that 1. Yeah. Okay, so this 2 is going to go back with the unmarked or unstickered 2s. Regular 2, a whole bunch of 1s, and a 10 for a 20. Oh, goodness. All right. So $23 in flip 7 after 2 weeks. Not too bad. And that is it for the condensing and the consolidation. So this binder got super slim this week. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and had some fun with me. The placeholders, like I say, are coming out at the end of the month. Link to my Etsy shop is down in the description below. Tomorrow, don't forget, is Savings Challenge Day, so I'll be back with scratch-off challenges, color challenges, all of that. Wednesday is the day that I do the sticker challenge and talk about my financial life and how I manage my money beyond just budgeting. So, and then on Friday, the end of the week, I will be back with a weekly update, the weekly reel, where I share all my real budget numbers and the real successes and the real failures. So be sure to come back for that. Thank you again so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave me a thumbs up. Drop a comment down below so I know you were here. And until I see you in the next one, take care.